Alright, good morning everyone.
Morning.
Welcome to your practice today. I'm Dee, this is Pete. We've got a yin yang practice, so about 15-ish minutes of yin, then some yummy yang, and we'll finish off the practice with some little bit more yin. We're going to start in what we call a waterfall pose or a legs up the wall pose. Now Pete's going to utilise the wall because we have a wall behind us we can. So he's just got hard up against the wall, legs to the sky.
It's the hardest thing to get your butt in.
Yeah, you got to slide in like you're sliding into home base, right? Like a baseball. You got to slide your butt in hard up against the wall, let the legs float up. Now if you don't have a wall handy, a doorway works, close the door, use the doorway. Bolster or a bunch of pillows, you can do these poses that we're going to do on the wall, you can do them on your mat. So waterfall, use the bolster to lift up the hips, to support the hips, and then just let the legs float to the sky. So there are your two options. Close your eyes. Pete, would you like a towel for your head?
No, it's fine.
There's a little pillow.
Oh,
Pushing
thank
your
you.
head off. Get comfortable, right?
Thank you.
For those of you who did our class on Monday, Pete surprised me. It was my birthday and he surprised me by teaching the class. So this class plan is actually the plan that I had planned for Monday, for our Monday flow class. And it's a practice that I wanted to dedicate to my 43 years of teachers. I've been talking about our teachers in my classes the last couple of weeks actually, and how our the best teachers that we have are the ones that challenge us the most. And teachers don't have to be a person. I mean, that's what we kind of just automatically assume or think of. We think of people as being our teachers or mentors. But teachers can be anything. I say that my last mistake was my biggest teacher. And all of our mistakes, I'm sure Pete can agree, our biggest mistakes have also been our biggest teachers. Our injuries, when we injure ourselves and illnesses, especially, I got really sick last year and the couple of years leading up to it, and I learnt so much about myself during that illness and after and whatnot, and I still am. I'm still learning so much about my physical body, what my needs are, and what I can do, what I can't do. So we don't have to look at our teachers. I'm 43 years young now. I don't look back at my teachers of the last 43 years as being people, just people. I look back at the big plethora of situations and circumstances and lessons that I've learned in life as my teachers. And so for our practice today, let's dedicate it. Let's make that conscious dedication, that intention to dedicate our practice, a real heartfelt dedication. It's a form of bhakti yoga to all of our teachers in our lives. One of my teachers, Stephen Cope, he's an author. He teaches some yogic philosophy classes and whatnot. I've been following him for a while. Reading, he's got, I don't know how many books, but he's got a lot of books out. I love the way that he talks about our teachers. He calls them our spiritual friends. And in the Eastern tradition, we classify our teachers or the process of teaching transmission, it's called. And it's like transmission means the impact that a powerful teacher has on an aspirant. If you're against the wall, you're literally just going to slide your heels as far apart as they can go and take a straddle. if you're on your bolster, you're going to do the same thing, but you're just going to need to adjust your hips so you don't have to hold the position with too much effort. So all you want to do is legs floating up, just let the legs fall out wide. They might fall closer towards your body, they might go a bit further away, but just let them fall to wherever's kind of manageable for you to be able to hold it there with as least muscle effort as possible for a few minutes. Buddha said that the whole of the spiritual life is about good company and good companionship. My dad used to say, and he still to this day says it, which kind of grates me every now and again. But he used to say to me growing up, and to my siblings as well, and to our friends, show me your friends and I'll show you your future. Because he didn't want us to hang out with deadbeats, basically. With takers and energy vampires and bad people. What my dad meant, which I wish I had have known 20, 30 years ago, what he meant by that is choose good people to spend your time with. Show me your friends, I'll show you your future. And Buddha said, the whole of spiritual life is about good company and good companionship. Spiritual friends will help us and guide us and, teach us and lead us in the right direction. Stephen Cope has 4 mechanisms or teaches or shares 4 mechanisms of transmission, of external transmission, I should clarify. There's a lot of internal teaching as well, like our number 1 teacher is actually our own self. But when we talk about, our teachers externally on our paths, he classifies them into 4 mechanisms for transmission. And the first one is what he calls the mirror. And I love, he says that, there's certain parts of your body that you cannot see without a mirror. So you can't see the small of your back without a mirror. You can't see, the back of your ear or the back of your head. And even with a mirror, it's challenging. And so there's certain aspects of ourselves that we can't see. And it takes someone else in our lives to see it for us. I had a dance teacher when I was in high school. And it was kind of when I was getting into boys and, I was up until the age of sort of 15, 16, I was just 100% focused on dance and had been for, my whole youth. And then I got to that sort of 16, 17 and I swayed a little bit. And one of my dance teachers just kept pushing me and pushing me and pushing me. She made appointments for auditions for me. She sent me to university classes. She sent me to university, organised my university application for me in Year 12. And she just really pushed me. And at the time, I thought it was a little bit annoying because I was just wanted to, hang out with my friends and go shopping and, check out the local boys and stuff. And now I look, now I look back at it and I'm like, wow, she saw in me what I couldn't see in me. She saw the talent that I had. She saw the potential that I had. And I didn't see that in myself back then. It took me up until my mid-30s, actually, early to mid-30s, to really see it for myself. This is going to take you into a frog position of the legs, So if you like peeing against the wall, just bring your hands to bring your legs, use your hands to bring your legs up and just hug your knees into the wall, into your chest before you move. If you're on your bolster, same thing, just hug your knees into your chest. Just draw them in, hold them there for a moment. If you're on the wall, you're going to need to slide yourself away from the wall, only about 30 centimeters max. So about the length of your shin bone, you want to pull yourself off your butt off the wall. And then you're just going to toe heel your feet out, feet flat on the wall. Toe heel your feet out wide, toes wide, knees wide, bend your knees. So the knees are in line with your hips and then your feet are flat against the wall. Now if you're just on your mat, you're not up against a wall, you're going to be similar to like a happy baby kind of a position, but not holding onto your feet because your butt's still on the bolster. You can just kind of support your knees maybe in your hands and you'll feel your hips start to open up. You want it to be in a position where you can hold it. So if you're in a real traditional kind of frog, you're going to be using a lot of hip flexor muscles to hold this position. So you might need to pull your knees back a little bit. You'll still feel a gentle opening through the hips. Let gravity do the work. Close your eyes. Maybe for a moment you can remember if there was someone in your life or something in your life that saw something in you that you were unable to see at the time. Someone was a mirror for you to help you see aspects of yourself that you couldn't see before they came into your life. As Buddha said, the whole of spiritual life is about good company, good companionship, and even this quote on our wall, it's exactly what this is about, our Rumi quote. Set your life on fire, seek those who fan your flames. The whole of spiritual life, as Buddha said, not part, the whole of spiritual life is about good company, good companionship. Seek those who fan your flames. Heinz Kahut is a psychoanalyst, and he said, in order to become fully alive human beings, we must surround ourselves with a network of human beings who are evoking, sustaining, and affirming. We must surround ourselves with a network of human beings who are evoking, sustaining, and affirming. Not running away, being evoked, but not running away. Sustaining, fanning those flames. And affirming, showing you aspects of yourself that without them you otherwise wouldn't have been able to see. Taking 3 more breaths here. We've been lying down for a good 15 minutes, so we need to move slowly. Toe heel your feet in, just so you can hug your knees into your chest and roll over to one side. So if your hips are on the bolster on your mat, maybe lift your hips, move the bolster out of the way, move it forward with your hands. And then just roll over onto a side, just for a moment, just to give yourself a moment here before you help yourself up. When you're ready, you're going to move back onto your mat, if you're off your mat, into a child's pose, but supported with your bolster again. If you don't have a bolster, use blankets, pillows, whatever works. Toes together, knees out wide, bolster comes in between, and then rest your chest, face, cheek on the bolster, arms either out in front or down by sides, whatever's comfortable. Just sink in. You can take your knees a fair bit wider because we have opened up the hips somewhat already. Another mechanism that Stephen Cope teaches about the process of transmission is, he calls it projective identification. And it's seeing something in someone that lights you up, seeing a quality or an aspect in someone that fascinates you, that you can see that you've got it within yourself, but it's maybe laying dormant, or it might just be, not as strong as what they have. It's like that inspiration that we tend to imitate. Even Tony Robbins says that, when you learn something new, immersion is key, spatial repetition is another thing, and imitation. We imitate our teachers before we start to then integrate it or introject it into ourselves and integrate it into our lives with our own kind of flavour on it. So maybe just for these next 3 breaths, just remind yourself of someone who lights you up, someone who fascinates you. It can be a celebrity, it can be someone really big, or just, your grandmother, someone inconspicuous. They inspire you and you imitate them. Start to switch on your bandhas, pelvic floor, pit of the belly. Engage. And then slowly peel yourself up off your bolster, pop it off to the side. We'll use it again later, so keep it handy. And come into some cat-cows. Just 3 breaths, 3 rounds of cat-cows before we come into our first downward facing dog. Just to mobilise, extending the back of the ribs up, breathing out. And then extending the front of the ribs down as you breathe in. If you want to just do your standard cat-cows, Majriyasana, Batilasana, then feel free. Otherwise, a side stretch, squeezing hip and shoulder for lateral flexion of the spine. A rotation, a thread the needle. A foot stretch. When you're ready, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Tuck your toes, send your sit bones to the sky, pedal your heels out, stretch down through the back of the legs. Alter egoing is another version of Stephen Cope's transmission, 4 mechanisms of transmission. And alter egoing literally translates to another self. And so it's seeing something in someone that you don't have within yourself that you'd really like. So, maybe seeing like an epic amount of courage in someone that given the same situation, you probably wouldn't have been able to tap into. And then trying it on, experimenting with that quality, whether it's courage or, for me, I look at Pete as my alter egoing because he's so funny. And I can't tell jokes or, can't be just, outrageously funny for the life of me. And so I try and channel some of his humour. Not always, but sometimes, I try it on and experiment with it. come forward into ragdoll. Walk your feet up, front of the mat. Take your feet out nice and wide, bend your knees and hang over your legs. And it's actually a form of deity yoga. So deity yoga is like the practice of identification and imitation of a deity in which you're most drawn to. So a deity like, you know, Ganesha, the placer and removal of obstacles. You know, we could channel through chanting and through yoga practices the energy of Ganesha to remove an obstacle. But it's where, in yoga, it's where we get fake it till you make it. One of my all-time, you know, guiding lights in life. Fake it till you make it. Fake that quality until you start to really embrace it and identify with it. Coming to a halfway lift, lengthen out, toe heel the feet in, fold back down, empty the breath. Roll yourself slowly to standing. Push your feet into the floor, head comes up, take a big breath in as you reach up. Hands to heart, close your eyes, and again, just for a moment, maybe acknowledge a quality that you see in someone else that you'd like to infuse in yourself a little bit more. There are teachers everywhere in our lives. People that are older than us, people that are younger than us, from all different walks, all different cultures. We can learn so much from so many. Let's dedicate this practice to them. Look up, reach up, big breath in. Fold forward, breath out. You can take your arms wide if you like, or through center to the floor. Halfway lift, fill up. High plank, step your feet back. Just like we salute Surya Namaskar A, saluting the sun, let's salute to all our teachers in our lives. Take a breath in, shift forward, lie all the way down. Just one cobra pose. Lift up, breathe in. Downward facing dog, breathe out. Right leg to the sky, inhale. Bend the knee and peel the hip space open, exhale. Stay, fill up, stretch. Low lunge, bring the foot through, place it to your right thumb, sink down through the hips. Twist, right hand to the sky, inhale. Stay, sink the hips on the exhale, plug in the left hand, loop the left shoulder. Now open up, further breath in. Pyramid on the breath out. Drop the back heel, straighten out through the right leg, fold over. Breathe. We're going to take a halfway lift, lengthen out through the spine, crown of the head forward, then fold back down, empty the breath. Do that 2 more times. Halfway lift, inhale, forward fold, exhale. We've got 1 more, coming to halfway lift, breathe in, but then this time step it back to your high plank, breathe out. Stay for the inhale, forward and down, low plank, exhale. Upward facing fill, downward facing empty. Left leg to the sky, fill up. Peel it open. Now you guys know you can stay modified, knees on the floor, cobras as much as you need to. Bring the foot through to the left thumb. Use your core, sink down through the hips, breathe in. As you twist, left hand to the sky. Now sink the hips, loop that right shoulder, plug the right hand in, open up a little bit more. Pyramid, fold over the left leg down. Drop the back heel. We come into a halfway lift. So really lengthen out through the spine, lift up through the collarbones, then fold back down, empty the breath. We do that 2 more times. Lengthen, breathe in, fold, breathe out. 1 more, we come into the halfway lift on the inhale. We step back to high plank, Dandasana, exhale. Breathe in high. Down to low, modify if you need. Up dog, fill up. Down dog, empty out. Stay, 3 breaths. And then the 4th mechanism of transmission that Stephen Cope talks about, he calls it the noble adversary, which means the people that push our buttons, the people that push back, that challenge us. we can learn so much from. Look forward, walk, step or float, front of the mat. Halfway lift, breathe in. Fold, breathe out. Just one breath now. Reach up, Tadasana in. Bow down, empty. Lengthen, halfway. High plank, walk, step, or if you're ready, a little jump back. Take a breath. Low plank, empty. Up dog, fill. Down dog, exhale. Right leg to the sky, inhale. Peel it open, exhale. Scissor wider, big breath in. Low lunge, right foot to right thumb, breath out. Twist, right hand up, inhale. Pyramid, fold, exhale. Halfway lift, just two this round. Fold back down. Halfway lift, in. High plank, out. Take a breath in high. Shift forward and down low. Up dog, fill. Down dog, empty. Left leg, inhale it up. Peel open, exhale. Stay in fill. Foot comes through to thumb. Twist, open up. Pyramid fold. Halfway lift, length. Bow back down, exhale, breath. Halfway lift, just one more. High plank, empty. Breathe in. Empty as you lower. Fill, coming up. Exhale, take it back, one breath. Look forward, walk, step or float. Halfway, bow. Reach up. Fold, go nice and deep. Halfway lift. High plank, float it back. Breathe in. Down to low. Up dog, fill. Down dog, exhale. Right leg to the sky, in. Peel it open, out. Stay, fill, stretch. Foot to thumb, empty. Right hand goes up. Pyramid, fold. Just the one, halfway lift, in. Straight to high plank, out. Breathe in. Forward and down, out. Fill. Empty. Straight over, left leg, inhale. Open it up, exhale. Stretch. Use your core, bring it through. Twist, breath in. Pyramid, breath out. Halfway lift, fill up. High plank, empty out. Breathe. Exhale low. Up dog, fill. Down dog, stay. Plug in the hands, really grip the mat with the fingertips, core on. Taking some deep breaths. Refocus and remind yourself that dedication of practices to all my teachers, current, past, and even future. Remember, it doesn't have to be people. Teachers, the lessons that we've learned. Look forward, walk, step or float, front of the mat. Halfway lift. Bow, reach up, Tadasana, inhale. Utkatasana, sink down, chair pose, exhale. You're going to take your left leg to stalk first. So ground down through the right, lift up the left knee. Stabilize through that right hip. Pull up the pit of the belly. Loop the shoulders, fix your gaze. From here it's standing splits. So your left leg is going to sweep, hands come to the floor, left leg sweeps through and all the way to the sky. Now you can bring your right hand behind the right leg. Even in flow you can do that. You can just take the balance here, both hands behind, or use one hand for balance. That happens on the exhale for crescent lunge to happen on the inhale. So the back foot finds the floor, sink down nice and low. From here it's humble setup. So drop the back heel, interlace the hands behind your back, open up through the chest, breathe in, humble warrior, breathe out. Stay. Breathe in, sink down a little bit lower, breathe out. We come back to crescent lunge. So pick the back heel up, reach up. To your left, goddess pose. So toes out, heels in, Knees tracking over toes, hips sinking down. Proud chest. Loop the shoulders, lift up through the pit of the belly. Now float your heels off the floor. 5. Fix your gaze. 4. 3, 2, send your heels out wide, straddle forward fold. Hands to the floor. We come into a halfway lift, Phil. To your left leg, ninja, skandasana, breathe out. Remember, some of the best teachers I've ever had are the ones that have challenged me the most. Through center, inhale, including the poses. Right leg, ninja, exhale. Our poses are also our teachers. Center, breathe in. Left leg, breathe out. Low lunge twist. Right hand plugs to the floor. Left hand plugs to the floor. Right hand reaches out to the sky. Breathe in. Back to pyramid. Breathe out. Halfway lift. Inhale. We just do the one. This time it's straight to low push-up on the exhale. Step the foot back, lower down. Up dog fill, down dog empty. So there's no weight in high, there's no prep. You step it straight back and go straight down. Look forward, float, front of the mat. Half lift, lengthen, fold down, empty. Reach up, Tadasana, Phil. Utkatasana, sink down into your chair, fire up those quads. Fire up your glutes at the same time. So it's knees squeezing together, but it's like you're trying to pull them apart, then your glutes will activate. It'll give you a really stable hip for the balance. Now the right leg comes up to stop. Now your left hip is ready to go, it's active. It's not just hanging out. There's a sweep here to standing splits. So the right leg sweeps through as the hands come down. First one, take the balance if you like. Flow, feel free to take the balance too. One more breath in and out. Crescent lunge. Send that right foot as far back as you can as you sweep up into your crescent. Zip all the way up through the center of the body as you sink down through the legs. Open up. Setting up for humble. Back heel hits the floor, interlace, breathe in. Dive into your humble warrior. Stay. That happens on an exhale. Crescent lunge, pivot, open up, breath in. Goddess, right side, breath out. Toes out, heels in. Make sure your knees are tracking over your toes so your glutes are on to open up through the hip joint. Sink the hips. Now fix your gaze and float your heels. Compulsory smile if you fall out of it. Toes come in, heels go wide, and we straddle forward fold. Use your hands and grip the mat. Draw the crown of your head in between the legs if you can. Nose in between your legs. Halfway lift is a breath in. Skandasana to your right is a breath out, ninja. Feel free to use the hands on the floor. Feel free to do a half ninja. Come through center, breath in. To your left leg, breath out. Center, inhale. Right leg, exhale. Then use your leg strength and core to pivot. Plug the right hand into the floor. Open up through the left. Come back into the low lunge that we did it in Sunny. And back into pyramid also. Then we just have one halfway lift. Find the length. And remember, we're skipping high. We're coming straight to low. Up dog fill. Down dog empty. Stay in your down dog. Breathe. Our noble adversaries, they're also known as our worthy opponents. They're there to create the obstacles that we need for growth. And Heinz Kut, that psychoanalysis, said all human beings, in order to grow into their full potential, need a benign adversary who continues to push back against whom you can push. Do that now in this Sunbeam flow with these poses. Push back. Let's do it. Look forward, float, front of the mat. halfway lift, length, fold, empty, reach, big breath in, sink, nice and deep on the out breath, chair, stalk left knee to the sky, inhale, standing split, sweep it through, exhale, crescent lunge, fill up, big breath in, set up for your humble, breath out, take the giant, inhale, then all the way to your edge, exhale, push back. Crescent lunge, fill up, inhale. Goddess, left side, exhale. Float the heels, fill. Send the heels wide, straddle, fold, empty. Halfway lift, lengthen. Ninja, left leg, exhale. Center, breathe in. Right, breathe out. Inhale up. Exhale over. Low lunge twist, right hand goes up, in, pyramid, fold, out. Halfway lift, inhale, low push up, exhale. Up dog, fill, down dog, empty. One breath. Look forward, float, front of the mat. Halfway. Bow. Reach. Sink down. Right knee now, stalk, in. Sweep the leg through, standing splits. Crescent lunge. Long stance through the legs. Humble setup. Ground the feet, interlace. Breathe in. Dive. Coming up again, crescent, fill. Goddess, right. Float the heels, breathe in. Send the heels wide and straddle fold. Half lift. Ninja right. Center. Left. Center. Right. Twist. Left hand up. Inhale. Pyramid. Fold over the left leg. Exhale. Halfway lift. Fill. Straight to low. Go for it. Upward facing. Downward facing. One breath. Dedicated to all the teachers, however many years you've been on this planet, you've revolved around this sun. Dedicated to all your years of teachers, look forward, float, front of the mat. Halfway lift, in, fold back down, empty. Even the ones you might not have liked. Reach up, sink into chair. Left knee, stalk, fill. Standing split, sweep it back, empty. Crescent lunge, land, sink, reach. Humble setup, open, interlace. Big breath in, chest full, then dive to your depth. Really push back, crescent lunge, inhale. Goddess to your left, exhale. Float the heels, breathe in. Send them wide and straddle fold, breathe out. Halfway lift, inhale. Ninja, left leg, exhale. Come through center, breathe in. Right, breathe out. Center, left. Low lunge twist, right hand to the sky, in. Pyramid, fold over the right leg. Halfway lift, low push up, chaturanga. Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Yep. Tongue in a knot. Look forward, float, front of the mat. Halfway lift, fill, fold, empty. Reach up, inhale. Sink to chair, exhale. Right knee, stalk, fill. Standing split, sweep it through, bow. Crescent lunge, big breath in. Set up your humble, interlace. Open, fill, dive. Crescent lunge, fill up again. To your right, goddess, sick. In all sorts today. Float the heels, breathe in. Send them wide, straddle fold, breathe out. Halfway lift, fill up. To your right leg, ninja, empty. Come through center, left, exhale. Center, right. Low lunge twist, left hand up, inhale, pyramid fold, exhale, halfway lift, in, low push up, chaturanga dandasana, urdhva mukha svanasana, thank you tongue, adho mukha. One more, look forward, float, front of the mat, halfway, bow, reach, sink, left knee, take it up, Swing it through, standing splits. Crescent lunge, fill up. Humble setup, empty. Take the breath. Dive. Crescent, fill. Goddess, empty. Float up, in. Wide straddle, out. Halfway. Left leg, ninja. Center, right. Center, left. Low lunge twist, big breath in. Pyramid fold, out. Halfway lift, fill. Straight to low, go for it. Upward facing, downward facing. Last one, look forward, float, front of the mat. Halfway lift, bow. Reach. Sink down, nice and low. Push back now, right leg to the sky. Inhale. Standing splits, that noble adversary. Exhale. Crescent lunge, fill. Set up, humble. Fill up. Fold. Coming up again, crescent to goddess. Really feel the hips nice and wide. Open, lift the heels. Then send them wide and bow. Halfway, right side ninja. Center, left. Center, right. Low lunge twist, left hand, reach it up. Pyramid fold. Halfway lift, fill. Straight to low push up, go for it. Upward facing, downward facing, frog. Your normal frog now. So you've got the bolster there, you can utilize that to support your chest. If you're on a hardwood floor like we are here, then cushion off your knees with your mat. Roll it up, fold it up. Take your knees out wide. Keep your knees in line with your hips. And then if you want to use the bolster, you can, you don't have to. Just allow the knees to slide apart. Let the feet go wherever they go. And then either support yourself in your hands, on the bolster, close your eyes, tuck your chin, soften in. This is what I've been talking about over the last few weeks in my classes, that our most challenging teachers we learn the most from, or our best teachers are the ones that challenge us the most. And at the time, we might be hating every second of it. But afterwards, we learn so much about ourselves. And I've had some really challenging experiences, you know, recent and past, and I'm sure plenty more to go as well. And they're the ones that I'm actually the most grateful for. They're the ones that have really taught me so much about myself and have given me the biggest opportunity to integrate everything that yoga is about. Everything that yoga teaches us, we get to integrate it. And there's a beautiful poem called The Man Watching by Rainer Maria Rilke. I'm going to read the whole thing to you, but that's the last few words that really hit home. So sink and settle into your frog, your Bekasana, and see if you can just let this poem, these words really open up something inside of you. Maybe it helps to fascinate you or lights you up. I can tell by the way the trees beat after so many dull days on my worried window panes that a storm is coming. And I hear the far-off fields say things: I can't bear without a friend, I can't love without a sister. The storm, the shifter of shapes, drives on across the woods and across time. And the world looks as if it had no age. The landscape, like a line in the psalm book, is seriousness and weight and eternity. What we choose to fight is so tiny. What fights with us is so great. If only we would let ourselves be dominated as things do by some immense storm, we would become strong too and not need names. When we win, it's with small things, and the triumph itself makes us small. What is extraordinary and eternal does not want to be bent by us. I mean the angel who appeared to the wrestlers of the Old Testament. When the wrestler's sinews grew long like metal strings, he felt them under his fingers like chords of deep music. Whoever was beaten by this angel, who often simply declined the fight, went away proud and strengthened and great from that harsh hand that kneaded him as if to change his shape. Winning does not tempt that man. This is how he grows, by being defeated decisively by constant greater beings. Winning does not tempt this man. This is how he grows, by being defeated decisively by constantly greater beings. The noble adversary. All human beings, in order to grow into their full potential, need an adversary to continue to push back, against whom you can push. Winning does not tempt that man. This is how he grows, by being defeated decisively by constantly greater beings. You've got 5 more breaths. And we're working our way backwards to how we started. So now we come into our Upavista Konasana, seated this time though, instead of lying down. So pull yourself out of your frog pose really slowly. That's your key. If you rolled your mat up, unroll it, make your way onto your bottom, legs out wide. Straddle forward fold. And again, you can utilize your bolster. So you can either put it on an angle, make sure it's on your mat so it doesn't slide away, or you can bring it down. If you've got other props, pillows, you can put it underneath, or you can just kind of lean into it, let your elbows rest, or you can lay all the way down over it if you have the range. Tuck your chin, close your eyes, and dedicate. Dedicate the practice and the fruits of the practice to all your years of teachers. People who have seen in you what you've struggled to see in yourself. People who fascinate you or who light you up. People who you see qualities within them that you'd like to ingrain within yourself. And people who push your buttons. People who challenge you, make you feel uncomfortable. People who push you outside of your comfort zone. People who make you question yourself, your beliefs, your essence. Remember, it's not about them, it's about you. What you take from them, what you can learn about yourself, your path. The whole of the spiritual life is about good company and good companionship. Set your life on fire. Seek those who fan your flames. 5 breaths. This takes us back into waterfall, where we started at the very beginning. So utilize your bolster, bring your legs in, use your hands to bring it out of that full stretch. And then bring your hips onto the bolster however you can. Float your legs to the sky for your waterfall. Now you can stay in waterfall by all means, go for it. Otherwise leave your bolster there and come up into shoulder stand. So dig your elbows in, lift your hips up to the sky and hold your shoulder stand. If you took shoulder stand, make your way into plow, toes to the floor above your head. If your feet touch the floor, you can release the hands from the hips. If not, just keep a hold of your hips, let the feet hover. If you took plow, bend your knees and take a version of ear pressure pose. And we'll all meet back in waterfall. So if you took plow into ear pressure, just roll yourself out till your hips find the bolster again, legs to the sky. 3 breaths. Supported bridge. Bend your knees, place your feet onto the floor, and then extend your legs out long. They don't have to be completely extended, you can partially extend them, just to whatever's suitable for your back and your hips. Bring your feet flat to the floor, just so you can lift your hips and move the bolster out from underneath and set up your fish pose, Matsyasana. You can utilise the bolster if you want to. We're not going to be in it for very long, so lift your chest, gaze up and over, bringing the crown of your head to the floor. Core on. If you want to take some extra core, lift your legs. Lion's breath's also an option. Forced exhale, tongue to chin, for a beautiful throat stretch in that neck extension. One more breath. Seek those who fan your flames. Hug your knees into your chest and take a twist. Drop your knees over to one side, either side, doesn't matter which side. Arms wherever is appropriate. Take the gaze the opposite way to the legs. Bringing the legs back through center. Take the twist over to the other side. In order to become fully alive human beings, we must surround ourselves with a network of human beings who are evoking, sustaining, and affirming. Winning does not tempt that man. This is how he grows, by being defeated decisively, by constantly greater beings. Shavasana. Dedicate this final rest to all your teachers. Set your life on fire. Seek those who fan your flames. yourself onto your right hand side and lie there for a moment. Dedicate to all those spiritual friends, ones that push your buttons, even the challenging ones. They offer so much insight and so much opportunity for growth. In my humble opinion, the best teachers from my experience are the ones that have challenged me the most, Help yourself up to a comfortable seated position. Keep your eyes closed down and bring your palms together at heart center. And let's close our practice with the vibration of Om. Take a breath in. Thumbs to third eye center, we bow. My heart honours your heart. We all have teachers, we all are teachers. The teacher within me honours the same place within you. Together we are one, together we say Namaste. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thanks for joining us. Thanks,
Thank you.
Pete. We hope you have an awesome day today, and fingers crossed we'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye.